It's usually recommended to trip somewhere in nature, a forest, a nice hill somewhere, maybe the beach. In those trips, you become one with the earth, with the tree, the soil, the soft murmur of birds and insects, a rushing stream nearby somewhere, a fresh breeze, the stars. They don't recommend Times Square at 8 p.m. on a Friday night at the peak of tourist season. They don't usually recommend NYC at all. But there I was, 3 hours into 100 micrograms of LSD. The closest to nature here was Central Park, but even there, no matter where you went, the tops of buildings peeked at you over the trees. There were always strangers within view or earshot. I had tried to find a secluded spot once, somewhere I could blow my bubbles in peace. I'm sure someone still saw me and thought, that girl's on drugs. People. There are always people everywhere in NYC. People in line to Trader Joe's, people walking slowly in front of you, people crammed face to some douchebag's backpack on a subway, people immersed in their own worlds, but together, rushing towards somewhere, people playing music, people talking in languages you don't know, people laughing, people banging on pots and pans at 7 p.m. every day in the beginning of a pandemic, people fighting, people celebrating, people suffering, people in $80 million penthouses, people sleeping under cardboard on 38th Street, people born and raised in NYC, people from California, from Indiana, from India, from the Dominican Republic, from China. How many people have walked these same steps I walk now? Who were they? I trace their footsteps and I'm connected to them. Across time, the ghosts of people who were here in this city still linger. And even when no one is around me, I still feel it, an energy, the heartbeat of the city. I'm not alone. Tripping in New York City, you become one with humanity. No other place on earth is humanity so represented. The colors of humanity, the dirty ugliness of humanity, the greed, the callousness. There's no hiding it, no pretending it doesn't exist here. But at the same time, the small gestures of help, a kind exchange of words, the determination, perseverance, the beauty of humanity as well, its achievements. It's reflected in the very city itself, in the garbage on the street, the scaffolding, the lights of the Empire State. And Times Square, the crossroads of humanity, the advertisements sending subliminal messages to your tripping mind. Once, a Lion King digital billboard stared straight into my soul. The honks of traffic, the steam and smog. Here, anonymous among the crowds of people, you have the freedom to be your true self. Insignificant, yet significant at the same time. Something happens, and here we are, strangers sharing this experience, this moment together. In their memory, you can survive. Tripping in NYC feels like being remembered. 1,000 years from now, places like Seattle and San Francisco might be a footnote in history, but New York City will be a whole book, a whole volume among the likes of Rome and Babylon. And being in the city now, you can write yourself into the pages. In NYC, the strange, the catastrophic, the unusual, the remarkable can happen. You can weave your own story here. You can be remembered too. There are no stars in New York City, but there are lights. At night, the city skyline twinkles in the darkness. After we die, the city remains until time will disintegrate it too. But before then, the buildings and stories we left behind will remain. They will say, "We were here." Hey guys, hope you enjoyed that love letter. I moved to NYC 3.5 years ago and I fall in love with it more and more every day, and I just wanted to capture that kind of feeling that I get when tripping here and the kind of shit that I think about and just the immense appreciation I have for the city and for what it's taught me. I just wanted to say some risk reduction advice before I go. If you are going to trip in New York or another big city, I would recommend starting off with a small dose and preferably having a sober trip sitter with you. With all the people around, it's really easy to get paranoid, and if you're not familiar with the city and you're just wandering around, you could feel really lost. Also, don't just dive right into Times Square. Take a walk around a familiar neighborhood, go to a park like Central Park, somewhere more low-key and chill. Also, preferably somewhere within walking distance so you don't have to worry about how to take the subway. Also, there's a bunch of museums here that are pretty cool, but again, do it at a low dose. Yeah, just start off small and be careful. But yeah, I've had amazing experiences tripping in New York City, in Central Park, Times Square, Bryant Park are some of my favorite places, and my own apartment that has like a view of the city. And if you are going to trip in NYC or another big city, please still stay safe, responsible, and respectful of these substances. Alright, till next time.